One more thing. Oh, I did the wrong one.
It's all good. We're live on recording and we're live on Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube. That one. That thing.
Hmm.
Too many
That thing,
platforms.
that thing. I, uh, I, I guess oh, that's right.
And you're live on Facebook. There you go. Good morning, San Martin.
Oh, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's me, San Martin, and Eric Knight of the Prescott Times. How are you doing, my friend?
It is Monday. It is Monday with the last couple shopping days left.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I never even thought about the whole shopping. I mean, it's kind of weird. I know Ceci was like, "Hey, we need to go shopping," and I'm like, that's not really my forte. You got something else to do? So, anyways,
It's funny. We're it's not like it used to be. Like you'd be like, oh my gosh, I gotta get to the store on Christmas Eve. Now it's like, oh man, Amazon's not gonna be able to deliver here before Christmas, so I don't get it bought today. I think today is that day, by the way.
yeah, Eric, and honestly, you're gonna have to hurry up, guys. It's gonna be crazy. If you want to order, you better order now in order for it to get here in time. Or you could be like that person and be like, dude, I just want to surprise you after the new year.
Right. Yeah. It's funny because we have to be aware of it because, even on our best days, Amazon's like 2 days, but around the holidays, it's like 10 days.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of things out there.
People like in Phoenix and like Las Vegas, they order it at 9 o'clock and it's there by 2 o'clock. So sometimes it's just not fair.
It is definitely not fair. Tell everybody what day it is, Eric.
All right. So it is National Monkey Day.
Hey,
Oh,
and you know
there you
how we
go.
like to monkey around. Good morning, John. Good morning, John. Guys, okay, so let's go ahead and get into the motivational. First, I want to go ahead and share my condolences with the Knight family and their loss of the fur baby. Sorry about that, Eric. I saw that yesterday, and I really, honestly, I hate when people have to go through some crazy times. And obviously, like you said earlier, what a year, what a year. And it's not a way
Here.
to end the year, that's for sure. But I want to give my regards to you and the family. Hopefully you guys can go ahead and repair the emptiness that is going to be with that dog.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. It really does.
Okay, so we really hope that that doesn't happen to anybody out there. As you guys saw on the actual opening of this, it's called Motivational Monday. Um, every day I wake up, I obviously try to go ahead and have like this positive affirmation for myself in order for me to be encouraged, in order for me to go out there and be an entity that is positive in my community. Now, a lot of people don't know a lot about me, which I'm not going to share with you today. But what I will share with you today is what my motivational Monday is consisting of. And if you guys are personal on my personal page, you guys will see where I'm going with this. Um, in some cases, people don't embrace failure as a positive. And today, I would love for you to guys to understand how much failure can actually be a part of your future. And this is one of the things that a lot of people have done in high school, where or school in general, is that we go through school and we fail our test. We fail at being an interactive person in any kind of club membership or anything to that effect. And we consider that as an actual bad thing. And at this time of life, it is like when I'm 43 years old, I started embracing these things in order for me to go ahead and become a better man, a better person, and a person that's willing to go ahead and tell everybody I have failed. I have failed a lot, and I have failed a lot. And it's not because I chose to be a failure or I chose to fail. It's just it happens. It happens to the best of us. I mean, things go down, guys, and it does happen. And what needs to actually be a part of this failure is that you guys need to use it as a positive in order for you guys to become a better person. One of the things that I failed on is actually being, a good person in school, meaning I didn't actually graduate high school and I didn't get any credentials for the high school deal, but I didn't let it stop me. And don't get me wrong, I've been encouraged to go ahead and go back and at least get my GED to, say that I did something extraordinary. And I never utilized that as to establish who I am. And I'm not trying to say that having an education is not good and you can still be, that person. But if you are a strong-willed person and you have the desire to win and also learn from your failures, you will be able to go ahead and earn something in life, and that would be called living. I think it's called living. So anyways, guys, that's my motivation for Monday. I hope I help you guys with a little bit of sense of mind, of knowing that you can be a good person if you fail, and you could actually keep on going and keep on going. Some people have failed so much, and they're still doing things that are big. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for the motivational Monday. So bye.
Yeah, Martin, to comment, yeah, right. No kidding. To comment, everybody fails, right?
Yes,
Everybody, you humans learn by failure. So if you haven't failed, you haven't learned anything.
exactly.
So that's every day is about learning, right? And that means you have to have failures to do that. So I think it's a good motivational
Oh,
Monday. You know, go out and do it.
I love it. Jean Ogle, thank you so very much for chiming into this. She actually broke it down with the word fail. F is for first, A is for attempt, I is in, and L is for learning. First attempt in learning. So I really believe that there's actual a positiveness in this. So thank you so much for tuning in, Vicky, Jean, and on the top fan, Haley. Thank you guys so very much for chiming in. And that was on Facebook, guys. So if you guys don't know where these comments are coming from, it's on Facebook. Um, Good morning, John. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Instagram. I don't know what's happening on YouTube. So if we have anybody in there, we're going to make it work. Good morning, Annie. So guys, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of what's going on. We'll start with the weather. The weather last week was a little bit delightful, but it was only minimal. But it did bring a lot of moisture. I don't know if everybody felt that. A lot of people were like, "Oh wow, my armpits are sweaty or something," because we had a lot of humidity. And it's still going to be up just a tad bit. We are actually going to see 60% of humidity today or by tonight. So
Were you
um,
cold yesterday? It was 18 degrees outside, and then the app said feels like 9 degrees.
yeah, yeah. I actually woke up and I saw that on the actual um, uh, the temperature gauge in the car. It was like I was like, what in the world is this? But I was still outside wearing shorts, so I'm like trying not to like even think
It
about it.
got
But
almost up to 50. Talk about a swing, San Martin. 18 to 50 within a few hours.
that's Arizona for you, and that's the best part about being here. If you're not liking the weather, just wait until the afternoon and you'll be just fine. But you only get a little wind.
Or if you're too cold, stand in the sun. If you're too warm, stand in the shade. It's like a different planet.
And if you can't figure out which one you want, do half and half.
And spin. Yeah.
That's what I do. Sometimes in the winter time, basically when your body is in the shade, you can feel the coldness, and then obviously your other side will be in the sun, just like a rotisserie chicken. Just rotate.
I'm looking at that photo with all that snow you got behind you, and I miss those. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's actually a good picture that is also by Bob Larson. If you guys haven't seen Bob Larson, a photographer, he's amazing. He captures a lot of Watson and Willow Lake. So if you guys want to see his work, go to Bob Larson's photography, and you can actually purchase these pictures as well. So if you guys want to see it, Instagram. If you guys want to see that, go ahead and go to the Facebook page, or I'll just post it here later on today. Eric, so over the weekend, we don't get too much information from anybody because it's obviously the weekend. They don't want to send emails, but we did get a few things in, and it wasn't too insanely crazy, but it was enough to go ahead and actually make an effort. But let's talk about a little bit of what's happening. Our sponsor today is Los Pinos. Los Pinos decided to go ahead and close down until the beginning of I think until New Year's, and it was all because of the rise in COVID. One of the things that are in the topic right now is the vaccine. We're hearing a lot of things. I think that we need to cover it as an actual community active member. Talking to you guys about what we have heard, what we are seeing, and what is supposed to be happening for the vaccine. Now, there's a lot of
What I,
chatter.
what I read was we aren't getting any. Not this first batch. This first batch all went to Maricopa and Pima counties. Is that right?
That is true. I think Yavapai County actually in let me go ahead and I'll find that information real quick for you. the one that the governor's office sent to us was supposed to be for, like you said, Eric, Pima and Maricopa. But I think that the actual, let me see, school.
Because only the Pfizer vaccine has been approved right now. And that's the only one shipping. So I know the county was talking about the Moderna vaccine and things like that, but those aren't approved yet. So
Yeah, they're not showing exactly what time we're supposed to be getting. Okay, here, I'll go ahead and read what we have from the Yavapai County Health Department. U.S. nears COVID-19 vaccine approval as panel recommends that the FDA authorizes a Pfizer vaccine with the vote.
And hold on, it was approved on Sunday, officially approved, and they started shipping on Sunday. Keep going.
Yes. With voters made, the committee recommendation now goes to the FDA, which could authorize the vaccine for emergency use as early as Friday. So once it's authorized, vials of the vaccine will begin shipping to all 50 states. One last important meeting will take place Sunday when an advisory committee to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention meets to make a final recommendation on who should get the vaccine first when it is in very short supply. While the advisory committee and the immunization practices doesn't have regularity power, provides receiving COVID-19 vaccines sign agreements to comply with committee guidelines. If the committee gives its thumb up, mass vaccination could start Monday. Currently, if Pfizer is shipped this weekend, it will only be allocated primarily to Maricopa and Pima counties Monday and Wednesday. And future shipments and as early as the following week, Yavapai County may receive both Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines. So we will have to wait until next week. But let's talk about some of the things that we have heard online through a couple of the news agencies that are out there. And as everybody knows, we don't like to get too caught up onto who's saying what and how everybody's saying, but there is some concerns. Everybody's concerned about a vaccine, Eric. What have you heard in your chatter?
I'm certainly hearing there's just like every vaccine or every type of medication out there, there are side effects. And, obviously they push this through in 1/7 the time that any normal thing goes through. But I've also heard that they've been working on this type of vaccine, the way it works, for 20 some years. I mean, it was primarily designed for vaccinating against cancer. So, I mean, San Martin, time will tell. That's all I can say. But there's definitely plenty of vocal people on both sides.
But see, this the crazy part about this, guys, is it's kind of like our get out of COVID life jail. And it's like, how do we go ahead and decipher? Do we go ahead and get COVID or do we go ahead and get the vaccine? Which the things that I'm seeing, and don't get me wrong, there's positive and negatives. Obviously, they did some testing, but there is some people that are having allergic reactions, so that's a big concern. Another one that came out says some of these vaccines might have HIV in it. So it's really hard to
I
decipher.
don't think that seems like a little way out there, San Martin. So we definitely don't want to spread that. But you're right. There's a lot of people that are having adverse effects to it, and then also, it's new. I mean, it's really what it is. There's only been 30,000 people, I think, worldwide that have tested it, and they don't even know the results. They don't know if they got it. They don't know if they still got COVID. They don't know if they were protected against it, and we don't know how long it's going to last. I mean, this could only last 6 months. We may have to get a booster shot every 6 months. I mean, it's just crazy.
And that's kind of what the things are, Eric, is that it's uncertain because of all the stuff that gets pushed out there on Facebook or on all the social media, and obviously all the chatter that everybody likes to go through. And really, honestly, it's hard to go ahead and decipher what is right and what is wrong nowadays. And that's kind of like the problem that we are having as a community or even as a country in whole. I mean, the world, it seems to be a little bit on the edge as well. Did you hear about Australia and how they decided not to go ahead and do this route?
No, I didn't.
And so they decided to go against the Pfizer. I don't know exactly what is the case on that one, but it would be good to go ahead and
Wow.
find out those reasons. New Zealand
San Martin,
said that
it's a personal choice. New Zealand's doing well. New Zealand's doing
New
really well.
Zealand said that
They
there was
locked down.
no cases.
They lock the borders, so nobody in, nobody out, and we're just not going to do that in the U.S. It's just not who we are. But that's why they have no cases. Anytime they've got cases, they shut down the borders and nobody comes and nobody goes.
And I'm kind of like curious. Once again, it's like, do you take it? Do you not take it? Do you go ahead and put yourself in that predicament? But I mean, it's so hard to
There's one
decipher
thing for
this.
sure. I know there's one thing for sure though. I know we were all hoping, hey, December a magic wand was going to come out and the vaccine was going to come out and 2021 was going to be everything is going to be great again. But there's a bunch of problems, right? We just don't know how. We don't know a lot about it yet. We know a lot of people aren't going to take it. We know that they are having trouble producing it in mass quantities in a certain amount of time. I mean, San Martin, this isn't going away January 1. So we just need to treat each other accordingly.
Yeah, and like we, but I think that the biggest thing that I see as an issue is that places are closing down. Prescott Brewing Company closed down because of
I
COVID.
saw that.
Los Pinos
Yeah.
closed down because of COVID. El Gato Azul closed down because of COVID, and it just keeps on trickling down the effect of, like, it's hard for them to actually have people to work for them if they end up getting encounter with the person with COVID, because then you have to quarantine yourself for 14 days. So if we got a phone call today saying, "Hey, you were hanging out with me yesterday, and I got COVID now," guess what? It's just a chain reaction to whoever you
Snowball.
actually met.
I
So
hate to hear that these businesses are closing down. I mean, that's uh, some of them are because of infections, others are out of precaution from what I'm reading. So it's not like everybody's getting it, but their patrons are, right? The older, I think we talked yesterday, one of those companies said that they're not shutting down because they got COVID. They're shutting down because nobody's coming in because they're either sick or they're elderly.
and that's the ticket of, this is not this is not a good thing, guys. So needless to say, the numbers are rising, and we know for a fact that the flu has definitely been up. It's not here, so I think COVID has definitely took over that strain of sickness. And I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I sit here just like many of you guys out there are just wondering what is really going on in life, and that's kind of like, it's a hard deal. It's a hard deal
San
to
Martin,
live through.
what I'm most worried about is so thank you, Veronica, and everybody who does the boxes, of course, Maya's too. That's going to end in 2 weeks. That there's been no new stimulus, there's been no new funding approved for that. That whole box program, which it started out slow, right? They had trouble giving away the boxes on the early side in the summertime because people were doing okay, but now they're giving away those boxes and they're gone within a matter of minutes. So I'm really concerned for our community when those programs are expire at the end of this year.
And that's a huge deal, guys. This is like unprecedented, far as like us having to go through such a time in our lives. And a lot of people start talking about the past, and you should check out the past because history repeats itself, and it's amazing freaking like statement, because here we are, the Spanish flu did its thing, and you would think that over that much time that we would have figured it out. But I don't know. It feels like, everybody says trust the science, and I'm thinking to myself, well, how much more science do we have to go ahead and go through in order for us to find something that will help us? I mean, this is insane, my friends. Everybody that's out there, I really honestly believe that we will make it through, because we are, the human race. The human race has obviously made a lot of stands in life. Our bodies are amazing, the way that it's programmed, but some people don't have that amazing program in their bodies. So this is one of the biggest concerns: the elderly and the people that have um, other illnesses. So this is scary for a lot of people, and I'm not saying that I'm excluded by it, but I'm thinking that, I've made a stand to think positive, and I think that's a lot of reason why I'm kind of like, trying to make it through, I guess, this time. I mean, Eric, just think about it. We should go back and do like a clipping for the end of year saying, guys, this was our year in focus, and we'll talk about all the things that we actually went through. I mean, we might be able to go ahead and put something up there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on to another subject, because I love
All
talking
right.
about
What you got? I figured Facebook will do that for us, right? That's what they do at the end of the year. They put a scrapbook together. So you're good.
Yeah, no, we want to actually do that because we had some good times. I feel like we talked about a lot of cool things, and I feel like we put a lot of people out there, a lot of businesses and stuff like that. And this is something that is actually going down just recently. Eric, Ceci was like saying we should go ahead and do something for the Instagram, and also we're going to produce it and share it on other platforms as well. But we want to go ahead and do I think of a thing to go ahead and show people the faces of Prescott. So we're doing the people of Prescott, and we're going to be taking pictures of people and putting them up on our social avenues. And what we want to do is focus on the diversity and all the people that are actually living here in the local community, and trying to find out, what they're why they're here. What are they doing? What do they find, and why they love Prescott. So we're going to put that together. We actually, ran into a bunch of photographers that are willing and wanting to go ahead and be a part of this project. So this is going to be something that's going to be um, uh, awesome. I think it's going to be an awesome, like, sight to see these things happen here locally in Prescott. So look for that on our Instagram and also on our website, theprescotttimes.com. Yeah, this is going to be some pretty awesome stuff. So if you guys want to see some faces of Prescott, just tune in, and it's going to start as soon as possible. Um, we have interacted with a few videographers that had to leave Phoenix because there is just no work going down. And so they want to
Really?
go ahead and create their things here locally in Prescott. So we are going to push it.
Is it
And
San Martin? Real quick, let me ask real quick. Is it because there's no weddings? Is that why? Is that what's going on?
Eric, I could go ahead and decipher, or okay, go ahead and ask these questions, but a lot of things is like a lot of things are just closing, just like people are just not wanting to do a lot of work in the city area because they're all going into the country, where they feel safer or they feel a little bit more, I don't know, obligated. This is funny because this is where that den comes from. All the guys that are actually starting that over there was down in Phoenix, and they're like, we're just going to go ahead and bring this creative mind up here to Prescott, where we want to do family things and be, in a family scenario, not a city life. So a lot of people that are moving from the big cities, California, LA,
It's yeah.
Phoenix, all over the
It's
nation,
a it's a big trend. Yes, San Martin. It's a big trend.
and they want to just step away from the city life. And I really encourage a lot of people to enjoy the town life. And one of the biggest things I love saying to everybody that I actually just met from outside of wherever they come from, a big huge, just slow down. That's all you got to do, slow down and enjoy life. And that's kind of where I feel like that's the reason why I look so young, Eric.
Must be why I look so old.
Just take a second and enjoy life and enjoy people, enjoy the things that you love most. And really, honestly, there's no need to rush your life. You're going to die at some point in time. Might as well just slow down just a tad bit, just to go ahead and enjoy the stuff that you guys have. So you got a 2 for 1 today. So one of the motivation, feel a lot, and today, slow down, enjoy life, and enjoy people. That's the best part about Prescott, Arizona. But this town is beautiful. I think that the end of the year is going to be great. We haven't heard anything about the New Year's, so we're hoping that that still stays up, so we can enjoy one festive night that we're hoping for. I know that they actually did the menorah downtown just this past weekend to go ahead and light that. The
For Hanukkah.
Hanukkah,
Yeah.
yeah, Hanukkah was definitely started last week, so they're definitely celebrating, and they're celebrating in a good way. So if you guys want to see that, you guys go ahead and check out the local Shabbat. I think as they call it, the Prescott Shabbat. And so, anyways, Monday, man, what'd you do all weekend, Eric? I know that you had some heartfelt moments, but is that kind of what took over your whole weekend, or did you
It,
guys
it took
do?
over. Yeah, it certainly took over yesterday. But with the wind that we've been having, trying to keep those penguins up in the front yard, it's like a full-time job.
I
So
was like,
hopefully, I was not the only crazy person out there trying to keep your Christmas decorations up with that wind we had on Saturday.
well, it's kind of funny. We actually at the salon have a little Christmas tree that's out on the front door, and I've already picked it up 3 times, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, the wind definitely took over a little bit of a lot of the decorations and stuff. But yeah, man, it's a task. This is what our time is in Prescott, Arizona. You take care, rake
and
the
and the
leaves.
and so to dig into that a little bit, because we did talk about the weather a little bit. It's a weird week if you've looked at the forecast. It's like 1 to 2%, maybe 8% chance of rain on and off all week. It's just kind of there. It's just like we should be getting storms, but they're like fizzling out before they get here, and so no rain, no snow.
No rain, no snow. Oh, well,
We need it, San Martin. We need it. I don't know if you saw Willow Lake recently, but it's looking pretty low.
yeah, I've seen it low a lot, but I mean, once again, we need that, man. We need that water, and we need that water to come in strong. I think that, I think that we will get a winter. I mean, they were talking about, how that almanac, what is that almanac that everybody's
Farmer's
reading?
Almanac.
Farmer's Almanac, and it's kind of like a predictor, man. It just predicts what is actually really happening, and it actually goes because of history, and what history says, it
Mhm.
shows, and that's kind of a crazy thing, man. It's crazy. So
And what does it tell us?
I think it's saying it's going to be a dry winter. I think
I
that's what it
think
was.
I
I
think
didn't
you're
actually read
I
it
think you're
because
right
I just read the headline, and I'm like,
because
I
it's
don't want to believe you.
because it's depressing.
Yeah, I don't want to believe you. I don't want to believe that there's no water
Speaking
coming.
of depressing, and I hope you know the answer for this. You posted on the Prescott Times yesterday a math formula that drove everybody crazy. Did you ever post the answer?
There, everybody's right. That's the answer, right?
Everybody's right.
Everybody's right, and it's true. There's a way to go ahead and do that math question, and then there's a way that people like to go ahead and do it from left to right. That's how you work it. So if you guys want to go ahead and chime in on that, I don't know. I forgot how many comments there is, but let's see. Do we know how many comments there is right now on it?
There was a lot. There was a lot.
And
Like
I'll
you
do
said,
I'll do
you set Prescott ablaze yesterday with that comment thing.
that. Okay,
And I appreciate you posting my video yesterday, and it can be found on the Prescott Times. But
oh yeah,
that
let's
Alexa
talk about
thing,
that.
that is
Let's-
kind of creepy, and we don't need to talk about it too much. But basically, Amazon turned on Wi-Fi sharing on every Alexa and some Ring devices, so that they can share your internet out with your neighbors. And they just did it. They just turned it on, and it's just there. And so you have to
I,
physically go in and opt out to make sure they don't do that for you.
Yeah, I was thinking that they did it already. It's kind of weird, but I
This
felt
is
like they
brand
did it
new.
already.
Yeah, no, they listen to everything you say. That's been going on for a while. But now they're sharing your internet connection out with your neighbors and their devices, and they just turned that on last week. In that video, it shows you how to turn it off. But certainly, kind of Big Brother esque kind of creepiness going on there.
It is. It is. Found that post. It reached over 2,700 people, engaged over 1,300 people, and we have over 107 comments. So if you guys want to chime in and give your guys' math equation a shot, one of the comments was the best one. It says, "Still at 45 years old, I haven't had to use a algebra."
Algebra yet?
Um,
I saw that comment. Yeah, that was great.
but anyway, with
Well,
that being said,
it's that time.
nice, my friend. So everybody, thank you again for joining us on this lovely Monday. Our engagements are going up, and we're assuming it's because all you beautiful parents are at home with your beautiful children, taking care of their education, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting us be your outlet for the morning. And I tell you what, just keep on following the Prescott Times so you can go ahead and see all the crazy news releases that are happening, and also all the local businesses that we're trying to support. That is very huge at this time of the end of the year. And if you guys need some help, we also are sharing those avenues. So if you guys need food, there's places that you guys can go ahead and utilize, and that is something that you guys can have for your benefits. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for joining us, and thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing, liking, and commenting. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war. And remember, love always wins.